Never say die. Welcome into the Toyota Lounge for the DNVR Avalanche post-game show, the Winners Lounge. We, of course, presented by Bet365. Game 7, baby. The Avs push it to the limit. Let me start here. Did the Avs get lucky in this game? Sure. Did the Avs make mistakes in this game? Definitely. Sure. Maybe their power play wasn't great. Maybe there were inopportune moments where mistakes got made. But that was a fantastic hockey game from the Colorado Avalanche.
Awesome.
That is unreal good. At 5-on-5, they dominated this game. Corsi, 76-49. Not even close. High danger chances, 19-7. The only reason this game isn't 10-3, Jake Ottinger.
He was great.
Jake Ottinger played unreal good for stretches of this game, and the Avs still got it done. They overcome that. Yeah, they got lucky bounces. Yeah, you know why? Because they're in the offensive zone shooting the puck at the net. They did what they needed to do, and it was fun.
You just said it. There's a reason you got lucky. You got 50 shots on net. When you throw 50 shots, I'm talking about that hit the net. So shot attempts were probably whatever it was. But yeah, there's going to be some breaks.
Yep.
But when you're not throwing pucks on net and you're trying to make the perfect play, then those plays don't happen. So I love their shot mentality tonight. I could see it from Druin. That never should. I could see it from Necas. Obviously, Kale leads the league in shot attempts in the playoffs. It just hasn't gone through tonight. It got through. I don't know what he ended up with, but
I'd have to look. Yeah.
I think he ended up with a few. I think 6 or something. But my God, what a game! What a performance! And we talked about the last 2 days, right? We're making fun of no regrets, and you know. At the end of the day, man, there would have been no regrets. I mean, if you would have lost that game, it's like you can't really play a lot better.
You gave it everything if you lost.
These 2 games at home, like game 4, now game 6, are, I mean, you want to look at character. You want to look at how to play hockey. And like you said, yeah, a couple of mistakes here and there. You got to make, and guess what? They're going to make mistakes Saturday. I'm just telling you in advance. Get ready, Tiff, get ready. They're going to make some mistakes Saturday.
It's going to happen.
It's just life. It's hockey. It doesn't exist. No mistakes. So, but at the end of the day, for the most part, they controlled, they dominated the game. Dallas scores on their PP. We don't score on ours, but, you know, that could have been deadly. It didn't. They won some key faceoffs tonight. Key faceoffs. Look no further in the empty net. It's like, you win those draws. That's what matters. That's what happens.
Yep.
You don't win those draws. You're in deep. You're swimming.
Yep.
You're swimming upstream. So little plays like that, they got. I feel good. I'm glad they came out swinging. Drop of the puck, you could tell they were flying. Like they were playing. They're like, you know what? Did I think they were going to lose this game? Yeah, there was doubts in that second period. I'll tell you one thing.
You gave up 4 goals in a period.
And if you had no doubts, you're full of poo-poo. You know what I mean? You are. You lose the second period 4-1 on an elimination game at home.
Bad vibes. The vibes are bad.
Yeah, it's rare you win those games. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, it's just the way it is. But they stuck through it. They stuck with it. They could have been, like, goalied. You know what? They got a couple lucky bounces. Let's not kid ourselves. That goal by... I'm going to call it Blackwell. I mean, even though it's Nate.
Blackwell scored it. MacKinnon gets the credit.
I mean,
but
wow, poor guy. He's in the right position. He collapses down low. And same with the dude 10. He just clears that thing hard. It's always like, clear the puck wide and on the glass. And sure enough, he just hits his partner's shoulder. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, and poor Ottinger, he's like,
goes directly in. Yeah.
He's trying to reach it. He's like, oh, this is the worst feeling. No, when I say poor Ottinger, awesome for the Avalanche and Nathan MacKinnon. But Nathan MacKinnon, this is not a goal he's going to show his grandkids. And, you know, he'll just tell them he went end to end and scored. But he's not going to show them the highlight.
He won't have to.
But again,
he's got enough
you're
real
talking
goals.
about puck luck and last game, the Avs puck luck and all that kind of stuff, right?
I still don't think the Avs were all that unlucky in game 5.
No, that's what I'm saying. But, I mean, now you're like, okay, you got some bounces, right? The first goal, second goal, whatever. Pucks went their way because they had attempts.
Yep.
And they went at it, and they decided to bring pucks to the net. So, I tip my hat to the thought process tonight.
Yep. Look, they played the way they needed to.
Hey, I'm going to make you a guarantee.
Oh, here we go.
I'm going to give you a guarantee. Mark Messier guarantee here. If they have 50 shots on net,
They're going to win.
I'm guaranteeing you they're going to win Game 7. I just want to let you know.
I don't think that's a very strong guarantee.
I'm still already reading the 8-0 and 0-3 guys. Different team, different years, different everything. This is a different. They're built different this year. I don't know. It's all over Larimer Square. It's built different. I'm buying it. They're built different.
Boy, I mean, what a game! Can we talk about? That's a ridiculous playoff game. I mean, crazy.
If you don't like playoff hockey, then you know what? Don't hang out with us. We're not friends. We're not friends, Tiff. We're not friends with those people that don't like playoff hockey. Are you kidding me?
Chat, you got us over 200 likes on the watch along. You're about to hit 100 here on the post game. We appreciate y'all. We got some winner shots for you. Thank you very much. I need some medicine from Dr. Dubs after that. My goodness. All right. Look, the game starts out with a little bit of good luck for the and don't get me wrong, the Avs dominated that first period. They spent the majority of that period cooking Dallas. First goal hits two guys and ends up in the back of Ottinger's net. Cool, you take those. Second goal, I don't think I would call that one luck.
Second goal.
Kale fans on it.
Yeah.
And Lecky's the guy on the backside who tucks it home. Yes, Kale did not execute on the shot, but Lecky's still in the right spot. You still executed the rest of the play to where if something happens, you're ready to play and convert.
You go to the pizza shop, right? You want to score goals?
Yep.
They went to the pizza shop, which I love. But then again, the only thing I'm saying about luck is, Kale shoots fans on it. The goalie has to challenge that, right? So Andre plays it well. Then once he's challenging,
he's dead. Yeah,
he's dead. He can't. And then the puck goes halfway out. So he's like, he has no chance of making that save.
Right.
And it's not on his fault. It's just, and that's why I'm saying that's where the luck comes in there. But again, shoot the puck. I don't think he's trying to find Lecky there. He's just trying to shoot the puck, but he fans on it. Works out good. So all good. And then the first one, Val. Again, he's breaking sticks this morning, and he's like, he's mad. Well, but this one, he just completely misses his shot, goes and hits someone, and then Nichushkin skin.
Hits two sticks,
same thing. Andre's challenging. He can't make that save once it hits Nichushkin parallel to him. There's no chance.
Right.
So, but again, you bring in pucks to the net.
You played well, you get rewarded for it. You're at 2-0. The second period, honestly, the first two goals for Dallas didn't bother me that much. You knew a pushback was going to come. Didn't love the penalty from Charlie. Not my favorite thing to let Dallas crack that door a little bit. Dallas's pushback, sure. You don't like that they even it up. But the Avs immediately answer to get it back to 3-2.
Again, I felt that tonight. I'm not trying to use different terms and different. It was a heavyweight fight. Right?
Yeah,
I mean,
punch for punch. But
they're like punching. Both teams were punching. You got to give them credit. I felt the Avalanche were the better team, but you got to give credit to Dallas where they're down 2-0. They claw themselves
They did
back.
not feel like they were out of it.
They get that power play. Boom. They deliver the blow. Mikko Rantanen, he gets 4 points in one period against his former team.
Yep.
Somebody was saying, our game winner. Guys, I mean, there's 3 periods in hockey, but, that's... But that doesn't still. It's a good period by Mikko, and it's a good period by their top guys. Hintz, Mikko. But then the Avalanche, like you said, fight back. Like all of a sudden you're down by a goal. Your season's on the line, and you're going into the third period. And not only do you go, but you get 2 because you take the lead, and then you're in control of the game. So
and look, mistakes were made. Charlie's penalty. Makar gets absolutely torched on the Stars' second goal.
Yep. Oh yeah.
And Makar ends the night with 3 points. So
I got no problem.
There was a lot of, I think, the guys stepping up. When they cost them something, they stepped up. Nathan MacKinnon, pretty brutal coverage on what ends up being the Stars' 4th goal in the second period.
Yeah.
He ends up with the game-winning goal. I know. The goal is nonsense. But again, Nathan MacKinnon gets the puck to a dangerous area, and a good thing happened. Right? Like...
Can you... just want to go back on that. I'm not laughing, but I'm laughing. But I told you how much I have respect for guys like Blackwell, right? He scores that overtime goal. Like, it's just like the feeling. And then tonight, that feeling is just completely taken. Not by his fault. It's not his fault. He's in the right. He's collapsing down low. He gets shot in the chest. You know what I mean? Like, but then just think of the emotional letdown.
Of course.
Compared to the
mentally crushing.
compared to the overtime hero. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And it's like, and again, it's not his fault, but it just shows you the on the ice, in the stands, in the chat. Like, playoff hockey is absolutely ridiculous. It's so fun. It's it should be illegal. That's how fun it is.
And top to bottom, again, yes, the Avs didn't play perfect. Yes, the Avs made mistakes along the way, but high danger chances at 5-on-5 are 19-7. It's not like the Avs were the open vault tonight, you know? They weren't giving up a crazy amount of stuff. Yeah, a bunch of goals go in. Yeah, you know, you need to do better. You need to not let 4 in next game. But if you play that way, you probably won't let 4 in next game.
Exactly.
The Avs deserve a lot of credit for getting the job done. And not just, they played a good first period. They played okay statistically in the second period, but the score didn't go their way. They kept it up for the whole game. The whole game. They were the better team at 5-on-5.
And you know what I like, too, when you look back at this game, and again, if you ask McKenzie, he'll tell you, too, like, he'd like to have a better second period. You know, again, I'm not blaming all the goals on him. I'm saying your job is to make saves, but what I like is he shut the door in the third.
Good.
So mentally now you're like, hey, there's two periods out of 3. I shut them down. First period, third period, and that's all I care about. In the 7-game series right now, everything goes out the window. Overall, you look at the goods, and the bad, and then you just focus on all the goods.
Yep.
And then you go out there and play Game 7. If you play the same way, you're going to win the series.
Blackwood, look, are there a couple goals I don't love from Blackwood tonight? Yes, there are. But also, stemmed the bleeding. This was a 1-goal game after a bad second period, and Blackwood gave up none in the last period.
Perfect.
So when the Avs get that tying goal, when they get a fortunate bounce, they win the game.
That's all you got to focus on.
You did your job. It wasn't pretty, but you did your job. And that's it. That's it. That's the mantra. If the Avs go out and do their job in Game 7, they get to play in round 2.
But what a series it's been, though. I mean, think about
crazy.
it.
Honestly, this series
People from
it
the
lived
outside,
up to the hype.
like national media
yeah.
or whatever that they're around, and you see them at the rink in the morning. It's so funny because it's like, whoa, this is big boy hockey, right? You know what I mean? It is. It's like, it's Mammoth. Is that the Utah Mammoth? They have a new name now? So I can't say that.
It's
Sorry.
not officially, but yes, that's going to be their name.
But so whatever you want to call that. Monster hockey. Like, it's monster hockey. This series has been monster hockey. Everybody's like, wow, this is amazing to watch, and I agree. And again, this is an Avalanche podcast. We said that before the game. If the Avalanche can win that game, which they did, and go on to win Game 7, that's going to test their character. It can only help them moving on. And again, I'm not moving on already to the next round. You got a big Game 7 to play. So that's not.
No past, no future. There's only Game 7 now.
Yeah, so when you're going through this kind of stuff, pretty amazing. You know what I mean? So I find that pretty amazing. Oh, give it to Marty. Good job. It's just because he's neighbors. That's it.
I didn't want to walk across the room.
Gabe knows how to do it. Yeah, he's like, Gabe knows how to do it. He's not going to get to Marty. He's right next to me.
Well, he's on our list, so we'll get to him too. I really have almost nothing bad to say. No. There were bad plays, like I said. The Avs made mistakes along the way. But when you make mistakes and you get them back, when you get the job done, what do those mistakes mean?
And what's the
Nothing.
song? What's the song, Tiff, about that?
I don't know. What's the song?
Is that the Bee Gees? Staying alive.
Oh, I was totally gonna go Hannah Montana. I was thinking,
everybody makes mistakes.
Nobody's perfect. You're living and learning.
This is
Anyway.
big,
Chow was super
big
excited
millennial
about that.
energy.
Listen,
yeah.
this is DNVR Avalanche turn American Idol. Staying alive, staying alive. That's all I know about the song. And then he goes,
Lot more to get into, but we do have to pay a few bills here, so let's jump over and make sure we are doing that. As
I lost my voice.
We are. I know. My voice is a little hoarse today too. It's a bit crazy. We are brought to you by Coors Lights. Choose chill, because God knows the playoff hockey games aren't going to make you choose chill. You need something. You need something. And that's where Coors Light comes into play. You got one right here. I'm having a nice one. Very refreshing on my strangled vocal cords after all of the screaming from that game. So it's nice, cool, refreshing, awesome to drink at any time. Been super rainy in Denver, so stay inside and watch a playoff game and has a Coors Light. When the weather does turn, make sure you're getting out and grilling with a Coors Light. They're available in pretty much every liquor store in the country, but why go out? You can sit right on your couch and get it delivered right to your front door thanks to CoorsLight.com/DNVR and Instacart. You don't even have to get up off your butt because I don't have the energy to stand up after that game, to be honest. Just sit right here and get it. That's the way to do it. Make sure you're getting in with Coors Light today. Again, use CoorsLight.com/DNVR to let them know we sent you. Please drink responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Once you got a Coors Light, you know what? You know what the Avs did well today, E? They did the foundational stuff well. Build a good game, you got to build a good foundation. Like your floors. That's where Empire Today comes in. Go on over to Empire Today. Get $350 off with code DNVR over there. Whether you go in store or whether you go online, they have all the tools you need. You can look at what it'll look like online, measure out your room. They'll show you. They'll even come out to your house. They'll give you a free in-home estimate. They'll bring the floors. You'll see what it looks like in your space with your furniture. It's the good stuff from Empire Today. They only carry the best products, too. So it's none of the junk, whether it's tile, whether it's hardwood, whether it's carpet. They have the best quality products that you can use in your house or apartment or suite, penthouse. I don't know. What do people live
Anywhere. Studio, right?
The bar? Why not? Wherever it is, they've got you covered at Empire Today. Again, head on over to EmpireToday.com/DNVR. Get those $350 off. Or, of course, you can always call 1-800-588-2300. Empire. Second period of the DNVR Avalanche podcast, and we have our 3 stars of the game. Starting off with star number 3, which is I am giving to Cale Makar. Yeah, let's just reveal them all. I'm down, honestly. Just show them off.
You just showed off.
A 3-point night for Cale Makar. And Makar is interesting. Yes, he got torched on the second goal. Yes, fine.
Sure.
He also made a great play on the Avs' second goal to pick up an assist. Well, the second goal was not his great play. Avs' third goal, great play. Picks up a 3-point night. And the thing with Makar is, I think we all feel like his game has improved as this series has gone along. But also, there's more. If you're looking for a reason to find a little extra juice for Game 7, Cale Makar might be it. He also gets the monkey off his back. I know it's an empty netter, but a 1 in that line is a lot better than a 0. You know what I'm saying?
But here's what I'll say, okay? This is what I want to say, because, you, me, everyone, we've talked at length about Cale Makar. Best player on the planet. Still the best player on the planet. Here's what I'm going to say about a guy that plays. What did he play tonight? Close to 30, right?
Mac played 22. I didn't look at Cale. I'll tell you in a sec here.
Okay, so my point is, when you play, for example, tonight, in a Game 6 in a do-or-die elimination game, 20, so okay, so round it off, 30 minutes. When you play 30 minutes, guess what? It will happen like that goal, that you get torched and you're, you know what? It just does happen. Give credit to Mikko there. No, because it's Mikko. Makes a great play to Granlund there. Right, that's the Granlund goal, right? Is that the one we're talking about?
Yes, that's the one he gets torched on,
Yeah. So when you play 30 minutes a night, there'll be a play that maybe you got beat. And tonight, you didn't get beat that much. You got beat there, but then he was so good on the other side of things. And he was so good at moving his feet. He was so good at picking up momentum. You know, he was all over the ice. And he gets the empty net. Yes, it's an empty net, but guess what? It gets the monkey off your back, like you said, and then just... Again, we'll talk about Val, but it's the same thing. You know what I mean? Like, it just gives you wings. He gets paid to play 30 minutes tonight, but also to produce. So when you have a 3-point night, it's like it takes a little bit of the pressure off your shoulders. And I don't care what people say. I go back to the Ross Colton thing this year when he hadn't got a point in 15 games. He gets a nothing burger assist on a 5-1 game. Remember? And he's like, yes, because it just makes you feel better. That's not selfishness. It just makes you breathe. So, you know what? Cale Makar was awesome. He got back that mistake that he did on the Lecky goal there.
And that's it.
And that's all I care about.
My mantra every playoffs, every series has been get the next one. Whatever the situation,
That's
get the
what we
next
said
one.
about the goalie.
Yep.
Get the next one. Make the next one. He made the next one.
When you make the next ones, you usually win.
You're all good.
Even if you mess up the current one, if you make the next one, you get it back, you're sitting pretty. Speaking of stepping up, Marty Necas. Look, Nathan MacKinnon had a 3-point night. He's an awesome player. The unfairness of the world is Nathan MacKinnon has to do that for you. Marty Necas has not had a particularly good series. He's a guy that, look, the read on him, the stories around the league are as he struggles in the playoffs. That's the conversation. And tonight he was fantastic.
Yeah.
Tonight, a key part of the Avs' top six, making plays, and more importantly than making plays, making the right decisions. I know there's some mistakes in there, but look at a guy with his skating ability when he decides to put his head down, skate into the zone, and throw the puck at the net, man.
Gabe is the guy that gave him the big hat tonight.
Yep.
So, coming from within your peers, that's a confidence booster, right? And don't think he's not looking at Mikko Rantanen in the second period get 4 points. Somewhere, somehow, I don't care. I'm just telling you guys how it works. He
did get 4 points.
You do compare yourself, because you were traded for one another, so you do care about it. Did the Leafs win the Stanley Cup, or all of a sudden there's a parade or something like that?
Paul Bissonnette certainly thinks so.
Anyway, wow. They beat the Senators, a young team that finished 8th with 80 points. Anyway, let's move on here. Well, Marty was great. Now, did I want to eat him at the end of the second period? I wanted to eat him. I'm not going to lie to you.
We're just going to disagree on this play.
No, I know. It's just me. But that's the exact play that Marty's been struggling with.
You're not wrong.
And I'm not.
You're not
I
wrong.
understand after that,
Nathan MacKinnon falls asleep,
and then Mackenzie. But I remember I tell you clock awareness.
Yeah.
I go back to the old guys, the Eric Messier's and the Yeller and the Podines. I don't care who you are, first line player. There's no one there. Hope is not a good plan in the NHL. It's not. And people tell you that hope's good. It's not good in the NHL. So you're in a dogfight. It's 3-3, and then he just bats the puck like no one on him. And also I was like, are you kidding me? 4 seconds later, the puck's in their end. Yes, then there's absolute blown coverage by Mac and all that stuff. And then Mikko does what Mikko does. He looked like a 50-goal scorer. It makes you look bad as a goalie there, but that's a 50-goal scorer's goal right there. I don't care what people say. Oh my God, it's a bad goal by McKenzie. Yeah, he makes you look bad. But I'm just being honest with you. Parker, I'll use myself. What a shot right in the belly. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? So those guys know how to do it. They know the timing. There's a minute left. Clock awareness. But other than that, he got it back. He got everything back. He played great. You know what I mean? And then that's when you play great and you make a mistake, I don't get mad. You know what I mean? When I say or coaches don't get mad. But Marty was a big part of the Avalanche tonight. And I think Gabe saw that.
Yep.
His peers saw that. And I think we saw that. That's why we're giving him second star.
And then Val Nichushkin gets my number 1 star. I can't give it to MacKinnon for that game-winning goal because, come on, you saw the goal.
Yeah.
So I'm giving it to Val for the game tire. Massive, massive play. And again, what did Marty's goal happen? Where is he going? Oh, he's going to the back post. How does Val score his goal? What's he doing? Oh, he's driving the net. How does Lecky's goal going? Oh, he's driving the... It's not complicated. And Val stepped up in a big way, doing the right things. And that's how the Avs stayed in this game and went on to win it.
And we always say, you want pizza, you go to the pizza store, right? Same thing. You want cookies? You want cookies? Go to the pantry. The pantry's right there, right in front of the net. You know what I mean? And he does the right thing. He doesn't go away from it. He stays there, and he's a big presence. Don't think Ottinger doesn't know that all of a sudden there's a big guy in front of him, and all of a sudden, he doesn't quit on it. He puts it in. And that's a big thing for Val. I felt he's had an okay series. He had that huge play there on that. Yeah. Was it 3-on-3 at that time? 4-on-4, whatever it was.
Yeah, it's 4-on-4.
4-on-4. Everybody's kind of mad he lost this guy and whatever. But it was crazy, and that's unbelievable individual play. Other than that, I felt he's been a little bit quiet.
Not tonight.
This morning, he was a little bit, not a little bit, a lot angry, and he's breaking sticks and everything. He just felt like, I didn't like his body language, but hey, if it makes him feel better, then he can have that body language morning skate Saturday. I got no problem. If he's going to get 2 goals, I'm okay with it. Good for him to get back on track.
Whatever you got to do to score 2 goals, get it done.
Yeah.
Well, mostly. Look, there are a bunch of other guys to talk about here, too. The 3 stars are the guys we picked, but You go up and down the Avs lineup, and you can pick a lot of quality hockey tonight. Nelson, 2 assists on the night. Part of that second line and part of Val's goals. Landy, 2 assists on the night. Part of that second line and part of the quality play from the Colorado Avalanche. Nichushkin had a multi-point night. We talked about him. Obviously, MacKinnon had a 3-point night. Lehkonen scores a huge goal for you. Your defense shows up in a big way. Taves with 1 big assist. Obviously, the 3-point night from Makar. Manson with an empty netter. You had quality play all around. Even your lowest playing D, Malinsky only played 12-17, and he was good tonight. Especially through the first 2 periods, the Avs' defense their breakouts were, so good.
On the elimination game, you need everyone. So if it's 12 minutes from Malinsky, who's the lowest forward?
Probably, I'd have to
Kivy could be
check.
close,
I can
right?
check, yeah. Looks like it was Kivy at 8.
So whether you need 8 to 10 minutes from Kivy the cat, meow, or you get Malinsky 12, or Kale 28, and I don't know what Mac was at until you said 22.
Yeah.
Elimination game, you got to be ready.
You need all 60 minutes.
That's right. You need everyone, and you don't know if it's going to go to overtime. You don't know if it's going to go anywhere, right? This could have easily been an OT game. Remember I said I don't want to use the 2-letter word, but at that time I was like, who knows what's going to happen? But it's important that everybody contributes. It's important that everybody feels good about their game. And I felt tonight nobody was feeling bad about their game. Nobody was scared. You can tell sometimes you make a bad play, and next thing you know, you're struggling for a few shifts. I'm talking about individually. I didn't feel that at all by anybody on the Avalanche. I felt pretty good. Bodes well. 2 good teams going to Game 7. What
more can you ask for?
It's not that bad. 11:20. So you're probably going to be in bed by 1 tonight.
Yeah.
I would say. You if you're smart, you're probably going in bed by 1, and then
Fly into Dallas
fly
tomorrow.
around 2 o'clock probably.
Yep.
So it's all good. Little meeting, nice little card game on the plane. Trust me, that card game is so fun.
Pretty quick
'Cause
flight
when
to
you-
Dallas, too.
Yeah, when you stayed alive, it's fun. The card game's fun. You know what I mean? You're like, yeah, buddy, staying alive. Anyway, you play cards, you go get a nice meal, probably a little Texas beef or something. You know what I mean? Like a nice big steak. And then how fun is a Game 7, buddy? We'll talk about it. Saturday, Game 7s are the best. They're so fun. And like we said, it's not a Tuesday in January.
It is not a Tuesday.
It's a
in
Game
January.
7 since you were a little kid.
It's a
you're
Saturday in
like,
May, buddy.
I will get the game winner on a Game 7. You know what I mean? Like, well, I don't know.
That's what everybody does. That's what everyone in their
I
backyard
did,
does.
when I was little. So it's fun. So you get to play in those games. Those are enjoyable. Like, man, oh man, you can't be like, oh my God, you're shell shocked and you're scared. Nah, those guys will embrace it. And again, Dallas too. Both sides will embrace it, and they're fun games to play.
It's going to be a war, the same way
it
today
brings
was
the
a war.
best out of people.
Yeah.
Like, what's his name? Bednar said it. Pressure's warranted, and there's no bigger pressure in Game 7.
True.
I mean, honestly, there's no bigger pressure. So it's like, but it's fun. It's fun. It might not be fun for us.
It hurts sometimes, but it's fun
for the
sometimes
players,
too.
yeah.
It's a little bit of everything. That's why you love it. That's why you love it all the way around.
Yep.
A couple of other things I wanted to shout out specifically. Avs power play. That goes 0 for 2 tonight. One of them, it's a weird split one at the end of the second period.
Yep.
It still wasn't very good. The second power play they had was good. I know it didn't score. That's life. They mechanically much, much better. Mechanically, that was a team invested, playing the right way, even on special teams. You had shots coming from out high from Cale Makar. You had some fanciness. I don't have a problem with some fanciness.
Well, that's the one we liked it.
Yeah, as long as you're doing the basics well also.
I'll give you silver lining on the power play. Fair. Because they won the game.
Right,
so let's have some silver lining there. That was their best power play in a long time in my book.
I would agree.
And it's exactly because of what you just said. You stretched them out. You brought it up. You shot. You stretched their diamond or their. I didn't even pay attention. They're playing a box of diamond. Whatever. I don't even know.
They played. It's a box, but it's also like hyper aggressive.
I get so mad right now. The Avalanche power play. I don't even look at what Dallas is doing. I should give them credit, maybe a little bit more, because
they probably deserve some credit.
All right, it's on me. It's on me. But you know what I mean? It's like, come on. Like, are you serious, guys? Let's rock and roll. Like, but tonight, that power play gave me hope. It gave me hope. It did. So hopefully, how about that? I think they just capitalize in Game 7. Get a big power play goal.
You can't
Because of
capitalize in
today.
Game 7 without
Because of
capitalizing
today.
Game 6, though.
That's what I'm
They
saying.
had to
But-
win tonight.
No, but I'm talking about the power play.
I hear you.
Because they gave us a glimpse of hope that maybe they'll be smarter with their decision making.
Well, also the way the series is going, they might just not call any penalties.
There might be like one penalty
in
aside.
Game 7.
But again, Dallas took advantage of it.
Dallas did take advantage of it, for sure. They capitalized on their one power play opportunity. You probably are going to need a better power play in Game 7. I think that's fair to say. Obviously, it's a weird one. It ends up being a Blackwood loses his stick and yada, yada, yada. I don't really feel like getting into the details on that because the Avs won and they played really well, even if some things didn't go their way. We do need to take a break, though. So let's make sure we pay a few bills here, as we are brought to you by Toyota. Go get yourself the official vehicle of the Colorado Avalanche and the official vehicle of us here at DNVR. They've got 17 different all-wheel drive vehicles. The Avs are headed back to that Dallas ice, buddy. They're going to need some all-wheel drive vehicles if they want to get it done in Game 7. So Toyota's got them covered there. They also have 16 different hybrids, the most in class. Make sure you're jumping in, save a little money on your commute with that, whatever it is. Toyota has a vehicle for everyone. So jump in, go visit your local Front Range Toyota dealerships today. Get yourself into the official vehicle of the Colorado Avalanche at a location near you, including AutoNation Toyota, Raplin, Centennial, Corwin Toyota, and Boulder, Groove Toyota, and Littleton, Mount States Toyota, and Denver, Stevenson, Toyota, and Aurora, and Stevenson Toyota West in Lakewood. Again, Toyota, the official vehicle of DNVR. Toyota, let's go places. Once you've got your Toyota, making sure you're taking care of your ways to get around the road, make sure you're also taking care of your own health. That's where UC Health comes into play. UC Health is the official healthcare partner of the Colorado Avalanche, and they want to make sure you're living like there is a tomorrow. Whatever your problems, whether it's physical health or mental health, they've got both of those covered. Any other type of health you can think of, I usually shout out sleep health because I'm a terrible sleeper. They've got it all. They'll take care of you at UC Health. Make sure you're living extraordinary. Go to uchealth.org to find out more about living extraordinary with UC Health. Great partner. Shout them out. My wife used to work for them. They're super cool. Also, if there was a shirt day to go get Marty Party,
I'll
hail Kale, good shirt. Any MacKinnon shirt, good shirt.
3 points to me.
Marty Party shirt is our new one. Jump on the Marty Party. Go get the comeback for Landy shirt. Good stuff. We got good stuff. Check out the shirts. Consider becoming a DNVR diehard. Support us if you like what we do. Or, I mean, if you don't like us and you want to support us, that's also fine. I'm down. We do appreciate all y'all in the chat. I see the over 200 likes. We'll get to that in a second. Third period of the DNVR Avalanche podcast. Is J-Mike good to go? All right, let's rock and roll. It's Just in Time, live from Ball Arena. That game, it did things to my body. Uh-oh, Tiff broke it.
Why are you breaking just in time?
It's all right. Now it's just in time. Yeah, that game did things to me. I can't imagine what the feelings were in the arena.
That was an emotional roller coaster, guys. I don't want to pat myself on the back too much, but I did pull off the classic pre-write jinx. It was an intentional move. Mikko Rantanen puts Dallas up with his fourth point of the night. I'm starting to get in my feels a little bit, so I'm trying to come up with some zingers of leads I can write. And I was like, you want to know what? If I just write 200 words right now on how it was a devastating Avalanche loss, it will inevitably turn so that I have to rewrite all of this at 2 a.m. And I've never been more stoked to have to do it. So I don't really know what to say about that game. Like, it feels like we've had some really wonky results. I think there have been more weird goals in this series than any series I can remember. Just some crazy bounces and all that. But it was electric, and I'm happy that this incredible Ball Arena crowd got the result everybody was hoping for. And frankly, the hockey world gets a Game 7 that pretty much felt inevitable with this series. Like, it feels like we were always destined for this, and now it all comes down to 60 minutes, right?
That's exactly right.
I want to, first and foremost, welcome you to playoff hockey. You know what I mean? Like, officially. First few games, it's not. You know what I mean? But now it is, right? Elimination games, game sevens. But I want to tell you a little bit of advice. So your reverse story tonight worked. Mike, all hail kill shirt worked. 3 points. So don't listen to people that tell you that it doesn't work.
He's talking about me.
No. Don't listen to him telling you that it doesn't work. It works. You had a lot to do with that victory tonight. I want to tell you. And Mike sure did too for Kale. So always remember that, Justin. And then, it's more like, how hard is it to sit on the press box and be in that ring? It is tough. It plays with your emotions. It plays with your life. And it's just absolutely fantastic because that's how psychotic we are. We are crazy about this stuff.
Obviously, it's a team game. You win as a team, you lose as a team. But Landy gives the big hat to Marty after the game. To you, who are the individuals that really stood out in this one?
Yeah, I mean, I think Marty had his best game of the series. I think him getting the big hat is fair. I thought Nichushkin, obviously, with a couple of goals, was probably the best he's been in this series. Bednar mentioned post-game that he's a guy who's played really well at home, gotten a little bit frustrated on the road, so hopefully he can kind of replicate a little more of what he had tonight in this next one. But I thought Marty flying around made a big difference. I thought Kale was really active offensively.
Yep.
I thought in general they just got more production out of those first couple of lines. It didn't feel like you were solely dependent on, a Logan O'Connor breakaway spark plug type goal or something like that. They were generating pressure consistently. Honestly, man, Ottinger's such a beast. Like, I think this very easily could have been a 7-8 goal game without the empty nets. I had a couple more of those high chance opportunities gone in the second. But I thought Bednar kind of challenged some of those guys that had been a little bit quiet in the series. And I think just about all of them, answered the call here. And now can you find a little bit of consistency and get this to carry over? Because it's been so high, so low. Can you meet somewhere in the middle and find a way to grind it out? But man, this has just been electric.
You read my mind on the consistency comment. The Avs have shown they can play this well, but what's it going to take for them to replicate the process in a game 7?
I think it comes down to dictating the pace, right? It feels like in some of the games where Dallas has been able to muck it up and the Avs aren't able to enter, the offensive zone with the same type of pace and the same type of rhythm. It's putting the Avs in a weird spot. I also think maybe there have been some instances in those games where you're not scoring as much, where maybe the Avs have gotten a little too cute. Like, you're going against an incredible goaltender. I understand you're trying to set something up and get, like the perfect shot. But I thought tonight was a great example of sometimes if you just let the puck rip and you create a bunch of traffic in front of the net, you might just get a lucky bounce or two that goes your way. Dallas got a couple of those in the last game, evens out this time. I mean, I think the puck luck's been about 50-50 in terms of these teams over the course of 6 games. But to me, it's just been, I think the biggest difference tonight was a lot like what we saw, in the game 4 in Denver. Just good things happen when you get in front of the net, when you have extended possession time in the offensive zone, and when you don't always try and get too cute. Like, yes, it's awesome when you get that, bang, bang, pass, finesse goal, and it looks gorgeous, and everybody, shares the highlight. But I feel like sometimes you just kind of got to let it rip, and it was nice to see that happen tonight.
Sorry. I was going to say, how excited are you as a Colorado sports fan, to go and probably your first game 7 on the road? This will be a bucket list experience for me for sure. And it's going to be a grind. I have a CSU show in about 8.5 hours. So we'll see how that works.
Brutal.
Yeah. So it's going to be a long day. I still got to drive back north too. So
the DNVR Rams with Justin.
Shout out Justin, working 2 beats like a monster.
But this is what it's all about, right? Like, these are the moments that you live for as sports fans, the chance to see your team try and push for a championship. And obviously the road doesn't get much easier from here in this NHL format that they do for the playoffs, whether it be St. Louis or Winnipeg. It's still a pretty brutal matchup, but like, for these two teams and everything that you have from a storyline standpoint between Gabe's return and like the Mikko dynamic and Marty and everything in between, like this is some high stakes hockey, and this is about as dramatic as it gets. Both these teams, I think, at their best are good enough to win a Stanley Cup, and so maybe it's a little bit of a shame that one of them's going to get bounced in the first round here. But I mean, I think this is going to be one of the cooler experiences I've ever had. Hopefully, the boys in burgundy and blue come out on top, and we get to see the grind go a little bit longer. I'd love nothing more. I don't know if my girlfriend and my dog would love it quite as much, but I'm stoked, man. This has been a dream come true, to be honest. Like I grew up following this team. My first significant sports memory is the Avs winning the Cup on my 6th birthday in 2001. So
Nice.
for it to all come full circle and to be in a spot where I'm covering this team, it's surreal. And there's no amount of sleep that would be worth missing out on this. So we can sleep all summer. I'm stoked.
Yep.
I want and then last one quickly, both of you. If you guys all saw Bednar's suit tonight, listen, I call BS Saturday if the doppelganger, whatever you call that, the guy behind the bench has got some sort of a same suit as I call BS, meaning like he's got to know him. There's no way you can nail that suit. You know what I mean? There's no chance. Like last game, he nailed it. Nailed the shirt, tie, and the suit. Can't tell me he's carrying those in his car and then he's going to, match it up to what Bednar's wearing. So if he shows up with that, and again, I'm superstitious. If I'm Bednar, I wear that suit again in Game 7. Right?
Suit's going to be pretty ratty.
Yeah, it's all right. But imagine if that guy's got that suit there. I call BS. He's got to know him.
Maybe. That may be the case. Yeah, it's hopefully we have a couple more items to check off on the bucket list. But first up is Saturday. Justin, any final thoughts before we get you out of here?
No, just, this has been one of those where it's really tested your ability to compartmentalize and the ability to kind of not get too high, not too low. I mean, even us as writers and fans and everything, like Game 4, everything's great after last game. The sky is falling now. Everything's great again. It's not for the faint of heart. I'll say that. But I've been really impressed with the fight of this team because I just feel like, especially with the way Game 2 and Game 3 played out, that it's a series that very easily could have gotten away from you where you'd played pretty good hockey. And to not let that, end up destroying the season, I think is a testament to this group's strength. I think the fact that this team's been able to get so many moving pieces to come together and gel and be competitive in a series against a team like Dallas. So I know they have some injury stuff, but I mean, they're one of the best teams in the league. And to be in this spot compared to how everything was feeling in early December is pretty dang impressive. And God, I want to see them get through this so bad because I think if they can just get through this Game 7, man, and get the ball rolling, anything is possible. And this team, they've got the magic, they've got the talent. Can you just give us a consistent 60-minute effort, get the goaltending, not have the sloppy mistakes that hurt you in the last game, capitalize on special teams and all that. If you can get through this game, look out, because this team is good enough to win the Stanley Cup.
I hope so. Game 7 up next. Let's hear the rest of Justin's work on the night as we have Coach. Had quite a lot to say after this one. Bedsy, taking him to Game 7.
Coach Jared Bednar. Start over there, Jesse.
Coach, that was a pretty gutsy effort from your team. Jump out to the lead and then have to deal with that pushback from them. Just what can you say about your group and their resiliency tonight?
I thought we were, we competed to win tonight. That's what we did. Very similar to Game 4 in our building, and both of them, must wins for me. And our team responded. Hopefully we can do it one more time.
Colleen and Evan.
Nichushkin obviously showing some frustration last game, and this morning you said you weren't crazy about that. What does it say to him to come out tonight and score 2 goals?
I think it says a lot. I think, he kind of did the same thing in Game 4 as well. So I'll have a conversation with him tomorrow, and figure out how we get him to do that again in Dallas. Because he's been exceptional in the home games and frustrated in the road games, and so our whole team kind of has to think about what's made them successful here, especially in the last couple games, and how do we carry that over to the road. That's a discussion we'll have with some individual guys, and I think also with our whole team.
Evan, Corey, and then Ryan.
That game-winning goal was fluky, to say the least. But do you feel like that's something you guys earned your bounces tonight with just how much pressure you were putting on them?
Yeah, no question. I mean, I would like to think that on a regular night, most nights, 99% of the nights, that the chances we got in the second period that we put a few of those in. Because that was probably the most dangerous we've been the whole series in that period, and creating slot chances, rush, ozone play, and we're coming up empty, right? Ottinger's making big saves, our team's making some nice plays, we're missing some nets from grade A spots. And you just got to keep doing it. You got to keep getting there, and eventually something's going to break. Like last game, they get the first goal, and the second goal they got. Like those are lucky bounces. They earned them. Tonight we got them. We earned them.
Corey, then Ryan, then Pat.
You had several guys tonight who showed up on the score sheet who have either played well and not scored, or just not played as well at times. Just how important was it to get some of the other guys involved?
Like who in particular?
Right. Necas and Makar and Val and Brock Nelson.
Yeah. Well, I've talked about Kale, and I told you I wasn't worried about him. And again, I mean, he's getting into some, second period. He has, I know he makes a great pass on the one goal, but he's getting himself into the right areas and getting great looks and great shots. And Ottinger's kind of had his number. Gets on the board tonight. I think Necas was highly competitive, skating, good puck decisions, managed the puck really well tonight. I think that's the best game that he's had in this series, so it's great to see him get rewarded for that. We need a big game out of him in Dallas. Brock, I feel like Brock's been playing really well on both sides of the puck, and a lot like Game 4, he was dangerous and helping set up his teammates and getting a couple opportunities for himself. And I know he wants to contribute. He just kind of stuck with it and got it done. So that's the theme of our team. Like you can't go away. You just got to keep chipping away and battling to get better and keep grinding and finding ways to get those looks that you need, and you got to stay responsible on the defensive side of it. And even though I felt like we were carrying the play in the second period, we made some mistakes, and it wasn't laziness. It was just we stopped doing some of the defensive things that we need to do that we talk about all the time. We stopped doing them as hard as we were doing them, in the first period and in the third period, and it cost us because they do not need a lot of scoring chances to score goals.
Ryan, Pat, and then Sean.
When you battle through it and you get the result, just thoughts on Black Book tonight?
Yeah, well, the goals we gave up were really dangerous shots from really dangerous places. And I thought that he settled in after that again and was really good for us. And I think on a lot, so I think he was good. I think on a lot of nights that he's been better for us, but I did like his response after last game. Coming out, he battled hard, and I expect him to continue to do the same thing.
Pat, Sean, Pierre.
Coach, Gabe obviously had a couple of assists today. Was this maybe one of his better games since he's been back? And have you noticed, it just seems like he's seamlessly integrated himself into this now.
I think that was his best game for sure. I think, like I said before, I was pleasantly surprised with how well he played on both sides of the puck in Game 1, and I said this, and I mean this, and I know this, that he's just going to get better and better the more he plays and the more comfortable he gets. And 3 years is a long time, and we've seen it even just from his first game to his second game, and now tonight, like he's getting better in a lot of areas. I think he's feeling more comfortable. Confidence is coming back, And he started at a high level already in game one, which was, like I said, a pleasant surprise for me.
Sean LaPierre.
Pete's come in here and he's talked about it's us against the world, nobody picked us, that kind of narrative. How do you fight, how do you...
They finished third overall in the league.
Yeah. How do you fight that desperation when that's the mentality? You talked about taking that back on the road, and I wonder if you know what kind of team you're going to get some of these nights this series.
Yeah, I think that you build a narrative for your team to grab onto, and listen, they're playing without Lehkonen and they're playing without Robertson. And they've had other guys step up and elevate their game. They're deep. This is a deep team. They finished where they finished for a reason, and they win. Even when they're not at their best, they win doing things like they did in the second period tonight. They got playmakers. They got a lot of guys that can score consistently. They check hard. They got a great goalie. They're well coached. This is a deep team. But we have our own narrative too, right? We feel like we're a team. That can win. We feel like we're a team that can win, and but you got to go prove it. And it just so happens in the new NHL that you're, especially in the Central Division. No disrespect to the other divisions, but I look at the teams that we got to play on a regular basis and the teams you got to get through to just get to a conference final. You could be playing, the third best team, the best team, and you got teams that are up and coming that are obviously doing a really nice job in Minnie, St. Louis, Utah. It's a deep division. I just think for us, we have belief, and we're not going to give up on that. We got to go play another game to the best of our ability and give it everything we got, and against another team that's going to try and do the exact same thing.
Last three, Pierre, Arif, John.
Jared, to that point, if the Jets win tomorrow in St. Louis, you'll be the only series going 7 and down the playoffs. And if someone would have picked the series, it might have been yours to go 7. The quality of the competition, 2 teams that a lot of people view as top 5 in the entire league, playing right off the bat. Can you, in the moment, take stock of the quality of this series, of this matchup, and of these 2 teams, and what's on display Saturday night?
Yeah, I think it's what we were expecting all along. No one's given Dallas a chance, all that kind of stuff. When does it change? That narrative flips back and forth daily, No one gave us a chance in the series after game 3, and here we are sitting here going to game 7. Then you win game 4, and then the Avs are automatically going to win the series, and then we lose game 5, and no one gives us a chance again. So it's we can't follow that stuff. We have to trust the belief that we have. We know we've played them enough to know that they're a really good team, and we feel like we are too, and we knew it was going to be a really tough series. And there's no use crying about it. Every year, it's not 1 versus 16 or 1 versus 8. You're playing top teams in the whole league right out the gate and every round if you want to get to where you want to go. So you got to play your best at 2 week stretches, and it's almost survival, not and nothing else, and that's what you're trying to do. You're playing for your life every night.
Arif and John.
Jared, from our perspective, not hearing what the conversations are like on the bench, in the room, hundreds of feet away, it really did feel like no matter how many goals Dallas had, no matter how many times they fought back and then they got the lead, that you guys didn't once feel down. The shots kept going, the chances kept going. How did you guys do that to come out of the second intermission and continue to do what you were doing even when Dallas made it 3-3 to continue to get those chances?
Well, we just kept trying to talk about our process, and there was enough good going on in the game, enough chances that we were creating, their goalies making big saves. It's we just felt like we stuck with it. It would eventually, you got to get one, and that's not a guarantee. But you have to believe that it is, and our guys, I think that's a little bit of growth in our team. because we've had some years where we get in games or we want it so bad that we like freeze up a little bit, and we're really trying hard not to do that this year. No matter what the stakes, just you go and give it everything you got, and hopefully you get your result, and then you fight right to the bitter end. And so like that's just kind of what we've been talking about, and trying to get everyone bought into it and not get in your head. Just stay in the moment, keep doing what you're doing whether things are going good or bad. I think our guys are pretty clear on what they're supposed to do and what we want them to do, and how hard it's going to be. And hopefully Dallas is bringing the best out in us.
John, finish.
Coach, this week you said pressure is a privilege. So what's Game 7 to the Avs?
I mean, I think it's huge. because you don't know what road lies ahead, and obviously both teams have a lot of belief, and you're, like I said, it's survival, right? You're just trying to go play the best you can for that game and leave it all out on the ice and survive, and then just earn another chance to get even more pressure. It's like I don't know, it's like some sort of playoffs is so fun and so, but it's the highest of the highs and the lowest of the lows. I mean, that's what it is, and you're trying to get as many of those highs as you possibly can.
Jared.
Thank you so much.
280 likes on the post-game show. Thank you very much. We got another shot here for you. We appreciate y'all so much. And you know what? It's fun when the Avs win. Let's go. Maybe they can do it one more time in this series, huh? Even Tiff's got one. I wanted to circle back because our UC Health extraordinary, live extraordinary even player of the game is Val Nichushkin. And this just goes to show how important, yes, Nathan MacKinnon has to be great. Yes, Makar has to be great. Yes, you need your depth to play well, but you need it all. You need your second line. You win as a team, you lose as a team, and that team includes Val Nichushkin and the guy behind him, Brock Nelson. They're all of it. The player of the game is sitting there on top of the shoulders of his team.
Coach loves those two, I'll tell you that.
I bet he does.
Just talked on the presser right there again. He loves Lieutenant Colonel Brock C. Nelson, 2nd Platoon. He does. I mean, I listen, there's a comfort level as a coach, and there's a certain type of players that you feel comfortable with, and Val is certainly one of them. And it's funny, like you said, because Nelson is in that same picture there. You know what I mean? But it's those are two guys that, as a coach, they feel comfortable, or as coaches, they feel comfortable putting those two out there. And you know what? Tonight, they didn't disappoint. And that first goal, though, obviously was a lucky goal by Val, but what a nice entry by Gabe and Nelson. Yeah. That's a great entry.
Every player on that line had multiple points.
That was a great zone entry that resulted into, again, it's not the best shot we've ever seen. It's a weird shot, but it worked out great. So, yeah, great call on the UCL player of the game. That's awesome.
Good times. Just good times right now. Let's jump over, do some super chats here. And also, this probably won't happen for like 90 seconds, but we are about to roll over into overtime. So if you are watching on television, jump on online at thednvr.com. Come join the conversation because we're about to tune out from the television channels, but we still out here. All right, super chats. $5 from Jasper, who says, happy early birthday to me, May 2nd. Boys pulled together and got the dub. Game 7, time to get real. Serious forecheck, back check, paycheck, baby. Save your birthday for Game 7. Game 6 can be somebody else's birthday.
It's also my half brother's birthday tomorrow. So happy birthday to both of you.
Birthdays out here. Let's go. And then $2 more from Jasper that says, SMH, I'll redo forecheck, back check, paycheck, baby. Got there.
I like it.
$5 from the Walrus, who says 7 goals. It's Rudo Boobies time. Let's see them dinner plates.
He did. He took a shirt off at the end.
Threw my poopy drawers in the trash and put a fresh pair on in the third. Hashtag tarps off. You go watch the watch along if you want that. The shirt came off. It happened. $20 from Jim, who says, it's been a while, but always nostalgic vibes when listening to my favorite Avs coverage. Need this Game 7. Coil is due. I think the Avs are due. I'm not a believer in karma or in that type of thing, but when you look at Game 7s historically, it feels like it's the Avs' time.
I believe in numbers, and they have to win one eventually.
Eventually, it has to happen. The
Yeah.
Boar's got to lose one eventually.
But I always believe in who gives a Schneisky's. It wasn't the same guys involved in those games. So, I mean, no, it's not. There's
pretty
10
similar
new guys.
cores the last couple times.
It doesn't matter. It's 10 new guys from the start of the season.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
So, for me, it doesn't matter. Who got the game winner today?
MacKinnon, technically.
True. Blackwell.
Yeah, call him Blackwell, really. $5 from Banks. Donation to everyone's emotional therapy session after that roller coaster. Gonna need
Crazy.
heart meds for Game 7.
It's absolutely nuts.
Oh, yeah, my emotions are shot for sure. $5 from Rusco, who says, remember the Avs love to ruin teams at their home, and PDB has to lose a Game 7 sometimes. How about now? I'm down. I'm sold. $2 from Mike. Don't see a comment, but thank you. $2 from Colton says, thank you both. Looking good today, Rudo. Appreciate y'all.
What, without a shirt?
The
That's when I
black is
puked.
very slimming.
That's when I puked. I'm kidding.
I don't feel very good, but the hockey's good.
Yeah.
So all good. $5 from Sean, who says, Max goal was the puck karma the Avs have more than earned. The boys took the Stars' best punch and still won. Got to feel good heading into Saturday. You're still alive. Play your life. Just go play your life. $10 from Colton, who says, in the immortal words of Semyon Varlamov, we are never give up. It's always been a good quote.
God, I love Varley.
And then a ridiculous $50 super chat from Irish. Thank you so much. He says, survive to fight another day. And that day is Saturday. Game 7. TBD on the time. The Nuggets also play that day, so it's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
It's going to be a wild one.
Have they not given all the time yet? They usually do.
They probably did. I just haven't checked Twitter, so I don't know.
Let's see.
Oh, man, they're not even practicing tomorrow.
Oh, no. Right
Yeah.
there playing.
Yeah. 6?
I am seeing 6 o'clock
All
Saturday.
right, so a little bit earlier on the Big Boy channel. Game 7, that's what it's all about. It's going to be fun. Chat, I hope you'll join us. I hope you enjoyed the game mostly, but also us a little bit. We appreciate all y'all for hanging out, honestly. It means a lot. This could have been the end of the season. Thankfully, we get to see you back on Saturday. We are off tomorrow. I think we all need a break. So we'll be back on Saturday. You know where to find us. We appreciate y'all. We love you. This has been the DNVR Avalanche postgame show presented by Bet365.
We all silly like the mayor.